Adams Archive.
This should terrify you. This should absolutely terrify you. There's a company called CMG, and they have a pitch deck on predictive audience technology and the power of the voice and our devices' microphones. Now, this company is obviously selling advertising opportunities, helping you to target your audiences for things like Facebook ads, Google pay-per-click ads with geofencing. So it talks about a 10 and 20 mile radius. Have a marketing background, can talk about these things. Talks about a 10 to 20 mile geofenced radius around these ad campaigns. But the way that they're going to get the data for you to help you target these people is more specific and invasive than any other marketing advertising use case ever, right? Like, this is the most invasive technology that you could imagine. They want to listen to your microphones, and not they want to. They are, according to this pitch deck, they are listening to your microphones, gathering that data, scrubbing hundreds of thousands of hours of you talking to your spouse, you making love with your spouse, you talking politics with your cousin, whatever it is that you talk about, they're listening on your phone, on your Alexa, and on your computer, your smart TV. Everything and anything that has a microphone is a suspect here. And they show it right here on this slide. And what it says is the power of voice in our devices, microphones. Smart devices capture real-time intent data by listening to our conversations. Advertisers compare this voice data with behavioral data to target in-market consumers. We use AI, we use. They are actively doing this right now. We use AI to collect this voice data from 470 sources to improve campaign deployment, targeting, and performance. You can reach your potential customers before your competitors by listening into their microphones, listening into their homes, their bathrooms, their bedrooms. This is the most egregious privacy violation in history. And this should terrify everybody. This is unacceptable, because if CMG can do this, CMG Local Solutions, if some random marketing advertising organization can do this, imagine what the NSA and the CIA is doing. And I've talked about this. For the longest time, people were like, oh, they're listening. Then they advertised to me. Oh, they're listening. Then they must have heard me talk through my phone, and then I got this advertisement a minute later. And everybody was like, no, there's no way that they could do that. They can't scrub the data. They don't have the ability to do it. They don't have the processing possibility or power to be able to do that. Now they do. They have AI. I have AI use transcriptions all the time for this podcast, for plenty of things that I do. So as long as they can listen to your microphone, they can transcribe your conversations. They know exactly what you're doing, who you're talking to, why you're talking to them, and what you're talking to them about. Then they can use that data, put it into a machine learning process, a machine learning system. They can use a large language model, something like GPT, and then they can scrub all those conversations to see what are the top 10 products that Austin Adams is interested in this week, and then they can target you with that information. They can also target you if they're the FBI, if they're the CIA, if they're the local police force, if they're the election police, right? Whatever that is down the road, you have to think about that now. This technology is just emerging to where they actually have the capabilities of listening to every conversation you have, determining intent, and then doing something about it. Now, let's read through some more of this. It says, consumers leave data trails based on their conversations and online behavior. AI collects and analyzes this behavior and voice data from 470 sources. Processing voice data with behavioral data identifies an audience who is ready to buy. We take this data and align it with your products and services to build an audience list in a defined 10-mile radius. This audience list is uploaded into our ad platforms to target your digital advertising. Once launched, the technology automatically analyzes your site traffic and customers to fuel audience targeting with an ongoing basis. After prep and setup of your account, we developed your audience list. Using the encrypted list, we target your audience through streaming TV, audio, display and pre-roll, paid social, Google, Bing, and mobile. Instantly grow and target a hyper-relevant audience. Reduce click and acquisition costs. Generate lookalike audiences at a fraction of the cost. A lookalike audience is essentially when you have a list of 100 people that all have similar traits. They can try to find a 1% comparison of interest to that list to retarget. So if you have a list of 100 people that list can turn into 1,000 people that look or act just like those people. Pricing, $100 a day or $200 a day for a 10-mile radius or a 20-mile radius. Wow. It's actually fairly cheap. We partner with the best to provide the best. They have. This company partnered with Google, Amazon, and Facebook, which seems to be kind of alluding to who those partnerships are that they're getting those 470 pieces of data from. Yeah. Wow. So there you have it. CMG Local Solutions is now listening into your conversations. And if they have access to this data, so does Facebook, so does Google, so does Amazon, right? So does the FBI, so does the CIA, so does the local police department, so does the thought police, so does the election police. This should terrify everybody. Now, one thing that I've heard Joe Rogan talk about, and you know the deal by now. There's only one way to stop this from happening, right? There's only one way to stop the relay of information out to these companies, right? If you work at a company where there's sensitive information, where you talk to your spouse about something you don't want your phone to hear, right? Your cameras should be covered on your phone. Your cameras should be covered on your laptop. You shouldn't have home security systems like Wise or Ring. They have access to all of it. The walls have been breached. They can access your home whenever they want if you have cameras, if you have a cell phone, if you have a webcam, if you have a microphone, if you have an Alexa. The walls have been breached. Now it's time to do something about it before it's weaponized against you. They're building a profile. They're determining what they can sell you to take your money from you that you worked so hard for by convincing you through marketing campaigns. They're determining if you're going to vote for this person or that person. But there's only one way to stop it. And it's by putting your cell phone somewhere where they cannot hear you. One, that's one way to do it. Unplugging all of your Amazon Alexas, getting rid of your Ring camera, getting rid of your Wise cameras from Amazon, which Wise just introduced that's like one of the lower cost security systems. Wise just introduced an AI feature where you can search through all of the data, where you can search through all of your camera stuff. And this is honestly almost as terrifying as this the predictive audience technology that CMG is talking about here. This should terrify you too. Wise, the security camera company, just came out with an email talking about how they are going to allow you to search any and all of your footage using AI search algorithms. So if you have cameras inside and outside of your house, you can say, hey, show me all of the video footage of packages being dropped off. Show me all of the video footage of my wife leaving or coming home. Show me all of the videos of our dog taking a shit. Like, why do we need that? We don't need that. You can give us like the little trinkets as a result of the technology that you've developed, but they didn't develop that technology for us. They developed this technology for military uses. They developed this technology so that they can increase their totalitarian fingers into your life. They developed this technology so conglomerate organizations, commercial companies out there can profit ungodly amounts of money. They did not make this technology for you. They made it for them. And you should be very weary when you use it. Now, you can utilize something called, when it comes to your phone, right? Unplug your Alexa. Put a cover on your webcam. Now, you can use something when it comes to your cell phone, right? If you have, certain trade secrets that you need for your company, if you have private conversations with your wife that you don't want people to hear, right? Because then they can weaponize, they can blackmail you. They could send an audio of you talking bad about your boss. Right? So many different ways that this can be used. Like millions and millions of terrible things can happen from this. But you can do one thing about it, and that's utilizing a Faraday phone sleeve, just like this. Okay. Now, this is from my company, Ronin. And all you do is you pop this open. This is the final version. Finally got the sample in yesterday. The production is ongoing right now at my manufacturer, and we will have these in just a couple of weeks. And you can just slide your phone right inside of this. You can put your phone right inside of this Faraday bag. It's a bad example because it's hard to do it and be on camera, but here you go. Put your phone inside of that Faraday bag. Has a nice looking magnetic strip here that closes for you. And all of the signals from your phone go away. They can't listen to your microphone. They can't see your camera, right? They can't do any of that if your phone is in a Faraday bag. They can't even send you a text message if you have a Faraday bag. So get yourself a Faraday bag. There's several companies out there that sell these. Wait a couple weeks, buy one from RoninBasics.com. That would be supporting me right here in this endeavor to give you the tools that you need to help fight back against modern technology, which has many, many threats, including EMFs, right? Data and privacy breaches. So many ways that they're weaponizing technology against you. One way to fight back is a Faraday sleeve from Ronin. Now we got a couple colors. This is the sand color, which I truly like the most. And then we have this slate color as well. So a couple weeks, these will be available. You can get 10 and 15% off by going to RoninBasics.com. That will sign you up for our newsletter right when it pops up, and you'll get 15% off of your order. Go put your email and your text messages on, put in your phone number, and I will send you a text personally when the launch happens, and you will get 15% off. So head over RoninBasics.com, RONIN basics.com. Get yourself a Faraday phone sleeve. Stop CMG from tracking you and the government from being able to know everything that you talk about.
Adams Archive.